Ahoy, gamers! It's been almost a year since the release of Tears of the Kingdom, and in that time, many have speculated about what the franchise's future installments could be. Well, look no further. Today I'd like to reveal my early concept for the next Zelda game coming out for the Switch 2 in 2030? The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of the Tide. We have traveled far from Hyrule to the kingdom of Inayril, a vast ocean speckled with islands and archipelagos. The name is meant to be Tolkien-esque, to invoke a medieval Celtic vibe, but it is also a nod to the goddess Nehru. Inayril is a land that reveres this goddess, believing their kingdom to be especially blessed by her. She is the goddess associated with water, hence the great ocean, but also the bringer of the law. And so the many islands of Inayril work within this order, each island contributing to the greater kingdom in their own way. Nehru is also associated with magic, and Inayril, which teams with magic, will return a deeper focus on magic to the series. The main inhabitants of Inayril are the Nehrilli, Hylian counterparts, historians and archivists, intent on maintaining the wisdom of the past and utilizing it into the future. As such, they are familiar with many of Hyrule's legends, customs, and beliefs, and gawk over Link. Acting as the island's connective tissue is another new race, the Kosai, amphibious merchants and descendants of the island-dwelling Tokay. Many familiar Hyrulean races have also been long established on the abundant islands of Inayril. Expect this kingdom to incorporate many of the weirder, more surreal aspects of the Zelda franchise. The game will take place on a series of islands, as well as in the reefs, trenches, caverns, and depths of the ocean. Unlike Wind Waker, which took place on the water, this one will largely take place under it. Early on, Link will acquire the tidal bracers, similar to Raru's arm, but up to his armpits and on both arms, metallic and scaly. These are Link's main means of traversal, giving him incredible mobility and maneuverability underwater, like his Zora form in Majora's Mask on steroids, as well as a handful of other abilities that involve manipulating water that I'll discuss in a later video. Throughout the game, he'll acquire items which further enhance his ability to travel and explore using the tidal bracers. Yes, there will be dungeons, but I'm trying to think about them differently. But there will also be optional dungeons that more closely resemble the traditional style. Both will exist in a largely open world, but just how exactly that will play out, we'll have to wait for another video. Before we move on to the next section, I'd just like to say this idea keeps me up at night, and I have sketches, idea boards, a full story script. I want to lay out the whole game in a series of less crude concept videos, which look way better and go into more detail about each aspect of the game, a video for each island and its associated dungeon, the interconnectedness of Inayril, story beats, etc. I started a playlist of the music I listened to while creating this concept that I feel really captures the atmosphere of what this game could be. The link to that playlist will be in the description. If you're interested in seeing how things play out or in eventually contributing ideas to add, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Moving on. Honestly, I really like the Era of the Wild style, especially the cel-shaded look. But the series is known for drastically shaking things up. As I currently have this planned, it is technically a sequel to Tears of the Kingdom, the franchise's first direct sequel to a direct sequel, but that's not set in stone. More on that later. Regardless, I think it could be cool for the game to more closely resemble the Wii U tech demo, and maybe have Link grow a few inches. Unlike the more recent games, the title screen is going to do some heavy lifting. It will open with a shot of the ocean. A ship sails past. On the deck, we see Link, Sidon, Zelda, and a retinue of Sheikah guards. A large, white stone island, covered in all sorts of colorful corals, comes into focus. The ship pulls into the harbor, and the docks are bustling with familiar and strange creatures. The rest of the title screen consists of assorted shots of this island. This is the domain of Yona's Zora tribe. Select your game file, and let's get started. The opening cutscene is an intimate, open-air, white room where Link, Zelda, and a large group of guests gather around a pool to witness the marriage rites of Sidon and Yona. The ceremony is quick and joyful. We get some lore about Zora marriages, a great fish leaps above the water in the distance, and we cut to the reception. Music plays, guests dance, and Zelda convinces Link to enjoy himself, put down his sword and shield, and join her for a dance. As the music swells, the drum beats amplify, until they're replaced with a muffled explosive sound, like a distant crashing. Suddenly, a giant wave sweeps over the walls and through the room, washing away guests and wreaking general havoc. As the water recedes, Link is restrained by Stelphos pirates. Zelda is brought next to him in the arms of Lizarphos pirates. A strange, hooded figure walks up to them, flanked by other pirate baddies. The Sheikah guards jump out of nowhere, but are easily dispatched by this figure with a series of precise, extraordinary moves. A grunt hands him the Master Sword. He smirks. "Hello, Princess." His expression turns stern as he looks at Link. "This is your champion." Then to his guards, "Take him." A lackey bludgeons Link. The screen turns black, and the game begins. Now this is just Hao from Shaman King, but he fits as a stand-in for this new sorcerer villain. We learn later that he seems to be an historian and alchemist himself, obsessed with the legends of Hyrule, but has taken a path outside of the natural order of the Neyrilli. But that is for another video. I may be getting ahead of myself, but some of the more lore-inclined viewers may be asking where this takes place on the timeline. The beauty of this setup is that it can either involve Sidon and Yona and take place shortly after Tears of the Kingdom, with the same Link and Zelda, or with two new Zoras and a new Link and Zelda, which are not connected to the era of the Wilds games at all. I'm partial to the first option because a lot of the relationship building has occurred in these other games, and the idea of Link already being a hero will play nicely into the story. Either way, the game will be the most recent in the Zelda timeline, so the Neyrilli can take full advantage of the lush history of the previous legends. So what do you think? Would you explore the Kingdom of Hyrule as a magic-wielding Link, navigating the open ocean and its archipelagos to recover the Master Sword and thwart the alchemist's plot? If so, be on the lookout for more videos detailing Echoes of the Tide, and until then, check out these other Zelda videos.